Yo, what up? This is our last week talking about fear, so I want to hit a couple different aspects about it. That when it comes to fear, we already know that having a mindset of fear will not get us to where we want to be. But oftentimes, when it comes to life, we fear what might happen. Not so much of the end result, but we walk out in our day hoping and praying that certain things don't happen to us instead of praying for comfort, instead of praying for strength. We have to shift our mindset of fear from, oh no, what if this happens to me? Then this other result might happen. But we have to come to a place where we shift our prayers to, God, if this happens, give me the strength to deal with it. God, if this happens, please give me the comfort. That's where we have to make the mindset shift in order to get into the proper place. Often we go out in life and we tiptoe and we walk on eggshells because we don't want to make the wrong move. We can't live like that. Again, that's the mindset of fear, and that won't get us to where we want to be. Nike says just do it, but we really got to get out there and do it and make it happen. We can't be afraid of what the consequences might be. Failure, for instance. So let's make sure that we get out here and we knock things out and we make sure we do what we need to do. Praying for help, praying for comfort, praying for strength instead of fearing. If you're gonna fear, make sure you're fearing God. Let Him deal with everything else. Here's another aspect. Change negative mindset, have positive life. So having fear as a mindset is negative. We want to shift that mindset. If you can think positive, you'll have a positive life, because our mind, that's what guides us. Whatever you think, that's what you'll be. The quality of our life is based off of our thought process. So if you think negative, chances are your life is going to be more negative. It might not be right now, but eventually it'll go that way. You don't want to be negative Nancy, you want to be pumped Pam. You know what I'm saying? So you want to change negative mindset and have positive life. That was actually the first tattoo that I ever got when I was 15 years old. And my parents, obviously was upset about that. But literally, that's something that we have to think about every single day. We have to be intentional about shifting our mindset and being positive about the situations. Regardless of what happens, you have to try to be positive, because 9 times out of 10, you might be the only one who's going to be positive about the situation. So you can't afford to have everybody else around you thinking negative and then you drawing yourself into that same conclusion. But if you allow yourself to be strong and think positive, you might shine light on others. Okay? So we got to be able to be the light in the dark situations. You have to be the person who's thinking positive through all the negative situations. Life is going to hit you hard, and I promise you that. I don't care what it is, who you are, if you're the best person, the nicest person, if you're the rudest person. Life doesn't care who you are. It's going to be rude. It's going to be bad at times, and I can guarantee you that. But that doesn't mean that you're defeated. That doesn't mean that that's the end. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that if you're willing to step up and say, I can do this regardless. I'm going to be positive regardless. I'm going to intentionally step out and be positive about this situation. I'm not going to fear the end result. I'm not going to fear what I might have to do. We can't be afraid of change. Again, we can't be afraid of change, because so many times people see what they want, but they're afraid to actually do what it takes to get it. And that's the difference when it comes to successful people and those who aren't successful. Because those who are successful, like we talked about last week, they were willing to fail. But not just that, they saw what they had to do in order to gain success, and they didn't fear the change. You got to be able to get up and say, I can do this. I'm not going to fear the change. Change is the only thing that's consistent. So if you're looking around and saying there's no consistency, change is the only thing that's consistent. So you're either getting better or you're getting worse. So every single day in life, and I'm not just talking about in sports, I'm just talking about being a human, a daughter, a son, a mother, a brother, sister, cousin, a hooper, a student, whatever it is, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And it's up to you to make that change. So you can sit around and do something, or you can sit around and not do something. And obviously, one will propel you forward, the other one you'll slide backwards. So every day you got to get up and say, I'm going to get better. Okay? I'm not going to fear change. I'm not going to fear fear. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm not going to let this mindset of fear keep me back from everything it is that I want. I'm not going to let this mindset of fear keep me from being positive, because that positive is what's going to get you going. I promise you that. Because again, I'm going to tell you, life is going to get you down, or life is going to try to get you down. But the more you stay positive, life's not going to know what to do. Life's not going to be able to handle it. But if you give everything to God and say, here's this, allow me to be positive. Give me some joy. Give me some strength. Give me some comfort. Call God out. He promises those things to you. So call him out and say, hey, I need it. I need it more today than I did yesterday, and I'm going to need it even more tomorrow than I did today. So throw it on me. And then you walk out with your head held high and your shoulders back and saying, boom, yeah, maybe I just lost my job, but I bet you there's a better one out there for me now. Yeah, maybe I didn't make that team, but I guarantee you I'll make it next year and I'll be a starter. You got to be able to talk yourself up. You got to be able to look in the mirror and say, I can do this. I'm not fearing nothing but him. I'm going to think positive. I'm going to be the best regardless of my situation, regardless of those around me. And that's where you will propel in front of everybody. That's where you will stand out in front of the rest and in front of everybody else. And God will say, that's who I'm going to bless. Okay, we can't sit back and have this mindset of fear. We can't sit back and have a negative mindset. We have to have a positive mindset to give us a positive life. Change negative mindset, have positive life. Be intentional about it. Okay, we can't just let our mindset just go off and do whatever. We have to be intentional about our greatness. Okay, we have to be intentional about being positive. We have to be intentional about who we're fearing, because you're going to have two options. You can either fear this or you can fear God. You can have a fear in God and a faith in God, and that will trump everything else. Okay, so don't pray about what might happen or help this not to happen, but pray for the comfort and the strength if it does happen. Next week, we're going to be talking about jealousy, okay? And how a jealous mindset will not get us to where we want to be, and how a jealous mindset will keep us where we're at and move us backwards. We're not trying to hit rewind. We're trying to press play, fast forward, and make it happen. Okay, so this is Food for Thought Thursdays. It's your girl Fresh. Hit me up next week. Jealousy, you know you want to be on it. We don't want to have a jealous mindset, because everybody knows it's the ugliest trait. Peace.
Never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say